Video going. Here we go.
Just drop that ass, bitch. It's open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head. Jacob looking in red. It's open micers, bitch. Heard what I said. Drop that ass. Open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. Open micers in the house. Open micers in the mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy. Open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
That's right. The mic is now open. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig, here for a wonderful host episode, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of these leading up to the end of the year because,
Yeah.
fucking fuck it. Why not?
I want to let everybody know, if you do enjoy our theme song, then Mr. Mark Simmons was on my other podcast the other night, the Nerd Cave Retro Show.
Yeah, how was that, by the way? I know you talked about your favorite video game franchise.
It was really fun. He had a pretty good bit on there trying to explain some of the mechanics in the game, and he had a whiteboard, and he was just very manic, and it was awesome.
Dude, I honestly love, like, since I've sort of like aired out my problems with him, I love having him on podcasts now because he's always doing bits and shit.
Yeah.
And that was my issue with him to begin with, is that like he's a fucking fantastic guy to hang out with and spend time with. He's just super fun, super nice, supportive, genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try to do something with him professionally and it just all goes to fucking shit. Like,
that sounds like a you problem.
maybe it is, but it seems like every time like we tried to do something together, like I filmed like 3 fucking episodes of his podcast that never came out.
Never came. I don't even remember ever seeing them, so I guess they didn't come out.
No, they didn't. Like, it was just like I filmed at least 2 where the footage had just been completely scrapped, and then 1 finally fucking happened. But that was in the middle of me being like, hey, dude, like this fucking sucks. Like it sucks not being able to do anything with you. And we would invite him on here and like he wouldn't show up too. But I'm glad he fixed it, man. He's fucking good to have on a podcast.
But yeah, that was a fun episode. Go check that out. He was on the last episode, and I don't have a whole lot to talk about on tonight's episode. It's just been kind of it hasn't been as hectic as the last hostful episode we had, where everything in the world happened.
Yeah, that's what happens when, we go a little bit without having a host episode, is we have one where we kind of just dump like a ton of shit onto that one episode. And unfortunately, we only have 2 more guests coming on before the end of the year.
Yeah,
so we have like,
it's hard this time of the year. Everything's kind of winding down. Everybody's going home for the holidays. Nobody wants to be on a podcast.
Yeah, even just scheduling for it, like, it's fucking. I'm not even really trying that hard.
Yeah.
Like and we're gonna take like the last 2 weeks of December off because it's fucking Christmas and New Year's. So it's like,
yeah. And plus, this next week we'll have something to talk about because we got a show coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we do have a show coming up this weekend. Yeah, we'll be able to talk about the show next episode. Ironically, the episode we have a fucking guest on. We'll have something to talk about. Yeah. But something big that did happen since our last host episode was the big fight, dude. Paul versus Tyson.
Yeah.
Fucking everyone in the world thought what our producer group chat thought when fucking Jake Paul is up 5 rounds. And I text the group chat, Jake Paul's up 5 rounds. Tyson can't win. He would have to knock him out. And Tyson's gassed and on one leg. And Carlos texts, we'll see what happens. Motherfucker, what do you mean? We saw what happened, dude. Fucking Mike Tyson got on the mic afterwards and he was like, I almost died this last summer. I had to get blood transfusions. I have a leg injury. I'm 58 years old, but I fucking did it. Like, and everyone thought that guy was going to starch Jake Paul. What fucking reality are we living in?
I thought we were going to see him snap at one point, because here's the thing. I know it was an exhibition match. I know it wasn't supposed to be, full on beat the crap out of each other. But I figured Mike Tyson would at least like kind of snap at one point and just rock the shit out of Jake Paul. Get him.
He's not
at
that
least
guy
one-
anymore.
I don't know. He snapped.
What do you
on
mean
a-
you don't know?
he
We
snapped-
fucking saw it, dude. This
Yeah.
is what fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, but that's the
everyone's
thing.
saying we don't know.
He
Still
probably
after
got-
the fight,
Yeah, but
we saw it.
He's under contract to not hit Jake Paul. Did you see him pulling
No,
punches?
he's not. Dude, you know why he was pulling those punches, Jason? This is what makes me mad. Fucking talking to people who don't like follow combat sports like regularly. Like I watch boxing and MMA every fucking weekend, dude. Here, everyone posting those TikToks of Tyson pulling punches. You know what that is? That's his fucking leg giving out and him knowing that he doesn't have a base. And if he throws that punch, he's going to be on the fucking canvas. Because he's on one leg, dude. I know exactly the video, like the TikTok that you're talking about. He goes to throw a punch and Jake's face is open and he pulls it back. The reason he pulls it back is because he's leaning too far to the left and he knows that if he sends the punch, he's going to be on the floor because his leg will give out.
I just like riling you up about it because
God
here's the
damn it,
thing.
dude.
I couldn't care less. Honestly, I don't watch combat sports. I have no desire whatsoever to watch combat sports.
Yeah.
I know nothing about. I mean, you know, I took karate and stuff when I was younger, and you know, was pretty good at it. I've taken some kickboxing stuff, some boxing classes, but you know, as an adult man, like I couldn't care less about like MMA or boxing or any of that stuff.
Well, that's what pisses me off about like something like this, where apparently 65 million people watched it, which is why the Netflix servers crashed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a Conor McGregor fight. Like people who never watch the shit, like fucking barely even know about it, are watching this one. And now they're trying to give like their takes on what fucking happened.
The only
like-
reason they got 65 million people is because they know this was Mike Tyson's last fight. They're never going to see Mike Tyson in the ring again. Even if he did get his ass beat as an old man, it's like you're never going to see that man go into the ring ever again.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. Like, I mean, the way that I saw it, like,
And to be fair, I mean, Mike Tyson is probably, other than Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson is probably the second most recognizable boxer of all time.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he's the most recognizable boxer of all time at this point.
I would think so.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But that's what made this interesting. I mean, because it's like you have a 27-year-old non-boxer versus a 58-year-old former boxer. Like that's why it sold so much because people, you know, Jake Paul's a huge star. People can't discredit him for that.
And you know, I know Mike Tyson probably stays in shape and all that kind of stuff, you know, but dude, just thinking about it, like I'm 47, and if I was in the best shape of my life, which I was a few years ago, like when I was going to like kickboxing classes and stuff around 2018, 2019, I was in pretty good shape. But if I stepped into a ring with Jake Paul or anybody 20 years younger than me, I would just get wrecked. Like there's just no getting around it. I might be good for about 30 good seconds, and then I'm gassed after that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we saw too. I mean, literally, that Jake Paul had a fantastic game plan and strategy for this whole fight. Literally, the first minute of the fight, he basically ran away from Mike Tyson, and anytime Tyson got close to him, he clinched. So he didn't want to get punched in the first minute of the fight, and that's all that Mike Tyson had was that fucking 1 minute blitz.
That's the strategy. It's like if you're fighting a 58-year-old man, it's like fighting an alligator. You know, it's like when they say when like you face off, if an alligator comes after you, you only have to outrun it by like 30 feet, and then it's done. That's kind of like fighting an old man. If you can just outlast like 30 seconds to a minute, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know, even as old as Mike Tyson is, I'm sure that dude could still fucking knock your fucking brain out of your head if he hits you hard enough.
Well, we saw it, man. I mean, we saw it with his upper body movement in the first couple of rounds. You know, he looked really good. When the fight started, I was a little nervous because I had talked so much shit about fucking Jake Paul winning this fight. When he started, you had that whole fucking, upper body movement. And I was like, ah, shit, dude. And then he hit Jake Paul once and he like stumbled backwards. I was like, ah, shit, dude. But I think that Jake Paul was like actually really nervous to get hit by Mike Tyson because he didn't know either if he had anything yet.
Because that was always the thing growing up when I was a kid. It's like, how much money would it take for you to get in the ring with Mike Tyson? Apparently, the number is like 20 million. But, I'm talking about like prime Mike Tyson. Dude, there's no amount of money you could have paid me to get in the ring with that dude. Because then, even if it was $100 million, then I would have $100 million worth of hospice care for the rest of my life, basically.
Yeah. Dude, best case scenario, he fucking flatlines you. Worst case scenario, he bites your ear off. So which one would you rather fucking have?
Or you get severe brain damage. One of those three.
Yeah. And Jake Paul already has severe brain damage. That's really what saved him. Jake Paul already has. He came to the fight with the brain damage.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't have much left.
There's nothing to turn off. There were no lights to turn off.
Is there an amount of money that you would get in the ring with Mike Tyson right now with the way he did the other night?
Yeah, dude, but I'm a fucking idiot. Like literally, you say that to me. I mean, I would get in the ring with prime Mike Tyson for like $10,000, dude. I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm broke.
And it's weird, like the kind of payday that those guys got for that fight. And it shocked me when you told me not too long ago how much money MMA fighters make. I thought those dudes were making the same amount of money, and they're not. Oh. Those dudes are making like $10,000 a fight, and it's like, how much freaking money is Dana White making? And these poor fighters are just basically like, okay, how big are those MMA arenas? Like when they do like Las Vegas and stuff, how many seats are they selling out?
They're the same. They're the exact same arenas that boxing does.
Okay, so they're selling. How much do you think those tickets are?
Fuck. I mean, the cheapest tickets for the most bullshit MMA event. I mean, at least fucking $200 a seat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And that's like in the fucking nosebleeds.
Let's just say there's 10,000 seats at $200 a pop. That's $200,000 right there just for the arena. Then you got like the pay-per-view numbers and all that kind of stuff, all the endorsement stuff. These guys are making pennies on the dollar compared to what Dana White is making, and he's getting away with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a problem for a while. They released the numbers, the gate numbers after every pay-per-view event. For this last pay-per-view this last weekend, it was $16 million just at the door.
Jesus.
Just at the door, 16, and that was at Madison Square Garden.
These guys are going in there and just getting, just basically like giving themselves CTE. Currently,
the problem is that it's
$10,000 a fight. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, the problem is that the whole thing's Reaganomics, right? Like, there's a bunch of fighters
trickle down that doesn't work.
Exactly. There's a bunch of fighters at the top who are making like $1 million, 10 million, whatever, and then your prelim openers are making 25,000 to show, 25,000 to win. And what if they get injured and can only fight once a year?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if they fucking fight twice in the UFC and lose twice in the UFC, well, they made the same that people make, working regularly.
I mean, that's what I make a year. So like, it's like I could have two fights and have CTE, make what I make. Maybe, but I wouldn't want to do that.
And then what if you lose two fights in a row and then you just get let go by the promotion?
Yeah. Then
it's dismal, dude. And I watched a YouTube video today. So Demetrius Johnson, we did a story on him a while ago on Headliners, where he's that like 5'2", 135-pound guy that submitted this like 6'6", whatever, like 300-pound guy at a jiu-jitsu tournament. And I told you he's like one of the greatest UFC fighters to ever fight in the promotion.
Yeah.
So the reason that Dana White, he actually traded him to one championship. And the reason that he did that was because Demetrius Johnson said, hey, if you want me to fight TJ Dillashaw, who's never fought in my weight class before, I need to make at least $1 million. As a champion in the UFC, he said, I need to make at least $1 million. And Dana White said, fuck you, you're going to Japan.
Wow.
How crazy is that? That a champion in the UFC asks for $1 million and gets let go.
And knowing that's like not even like a percentage of what they make in one show.
And he's the best in the world. 15 straight fucking title defenses, dude. He had 15 straight title defenses and asked for $1 million payday. And they said, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy to me that even boxers can still make that kind of money. I mean, I know there's like a lot of boxers that don't. You trust me, I'm not that dumb. But, you know, but just something like this fight, like I haven't seen the hype for a boxing match like that in probably 25 years at least. Probably since the Mike Tyson and Vander Holyfield fight, probably.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, though. The last boxing fight that was anywhere near this hype had Jake Paul on it. Fucking Jake Paul has been amazing for the sport of boxing, dude. He's bringing it back with his dumb bullshit. It's dumb bullshit, but it's working.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But I just don't see this being I don't know. I just don't see people being into boxing like they used to be.
No, I think it's going to be a lot of casual viewership because let's be honest. I mean, boxing's so much more boring now. Like if you actually get into MMA and watch it every weekend and then try to turn on a boxing card and watch 12 rounds of it, like 12 rounds of high level, like, you know, well match made boxers who are going back and forth like a chess match.
Yeah.
Boring as fucking shit.
Well, that's
dude.
the thing. Like back in the 80s and 90s, like they used to be just like the boxing matches, like the you know, Saturday night fights on like HBO and like you know, USA and TBS would just be boxing on the weekends. Like there was never a channel there wasn't a time where you couldn't go to somewhere and watch boxing like just live on ESPN and stuff. There used to be boxing. Now there's just nothing. It's like you see this one fight like this like every 10 to 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, the problem too is that, you know, the stars start to lose, like fucking Deontay Wilder starts to lose. Anthony Joshua starts to lose. Even Francis Ngannou for a while, like he came over and boxed Tyson Fury and they were like, oh shit, we got another fucking star, even though he lost that fight. And then he gets knocked out. So it's like, and Tyson Fury lost. It's not like Alexander Usyk's a fucking star. It's like who fucking, you know, when the stars lose, then the sport's gone. Just like skateboarding. No one gives a fuck about skateboarding anymore because Tony Hawk's retired.
Yeah.
He's the only one people can name.
I don't know. Like, well, I guess MMA is really the only thing that people are watching anymore.
As far as combat sports, yeah. I mean, people under like 30, you know, or people under like 40 are watching MMA.
I mean, I watch wrestling, but that's few and far between.
Right, but you're 7.
Yeah.
You know, you're a fucking child.
I still love me some wrestling.
I got into it for a minute. I don't mind it. I'll watch it if it's on. I enjoy the athleticism of wrestling.
Yeah, it's just fun and dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
I like it because it's just, you know, it's one of those things you can just watch and turn your brain off. It's really relaxing because I don't have to think about anything. Like I can watch wrestling and literally just stare at the screen and be entertained.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking the one time, like what literally got me into wrestling was I watched SmackDown this one Friday night. It was just on and I was just like, whatever. I guess we're just gonna watch fucking SmackDown now. And they were having like a 20-minute fucking match where, you know, they're slamming and everything. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun. It's entertaining to look at least. And then some fucking guy just comes out from under the cage that I guess had been there for 20 minutes.
They do
hiding under the fucking cage and gets in the ring and just starts wrestling like nothing happened.
I love it when they do dumb shit like that. It's so dumb, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, like I wish MMA would do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the number one contender's hiding under the fucking octagon.
They should have wrestling rules like that, where like these where they have like rivalries and stuff, and then factions, and like the two guys will be in the octagon fighting, and then all of a sudden, some other guy like Conor McGregor comes running in with a chair and just like beats the other guy's ass while the referee's is distracted, over in the corner. Just bring a little of that to MMA, and I might watch it.
He's running through the arena with a dolly. A few people will get that joke. Conor McGregor threw a dolly at a bus in real life.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It ruined a whole fight card.
Jesus.
Yeah, he fucking they were in a parking garage and Conor McGregor was there and everyone was like, "Oh, Conor McGregor's here."
I mean, can you imagine if MMA was doing like Hell in a Cell type matches where it's like steel cage and they're like throwing each other off the top and shit?
That would be fucking sick.
I would watch the hell out of that.
That would be fucking sick for real. That's how they should like figure out like because there are a few instances where like a champion will vacate the belt, if they're injured or they leave the promotion or something like that. Anytime there's a vacant belt, they should decide it by just having the top 10 guys in a Hell in a Cell match.
Dude, they could just do like a battle royale where they just all get in the ring and just beat the last man standing. They have to throw everybody out of the ring. Last man standing is the winner. Yeah,
dude. They have like Russian MMA promotions that do shit like 2-on-1 fights. Like there was one, the strongman Eddie Hall.
I'm sure that's not the only shit the Russians do. They're like, this match you fight bear. You will fight the bear.
But there's a strongman named Eddie Hall, and he had an MMA fight where he fought these like two twins. And this guy is like fucking 6'7", 350 pounds. Yeah, look up a picture of him. He's a fucking giant person.
Hold on. What's his name?
Eddie Hall.
Let me go to Google. Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall height. Eddie Hall this. Eddie Hall obituary. That's not
I don't
him.
think he's dead.
Oh, here he is. Let's see. From TalkSport. He weighs 350 pounds, but is taken down by a brutal leg kick from world champion. Is this the guy here? Is he the one with the mohawk?
Yeah.
That is a side of beef right there.
As a big fucking guy.
Yeah, it is. God, that guy looks like a barrel with legs.
Yeah, he fought two dudes at the same time.
He looks like Zangief from from Street Fighter.
Yeah, he looks like a real life Zangief.
That's the guy like, I get in the ring with bear. I fight a bear.
That's the guy that's like, I fight ring. And he just starts punching the fucking cage. like fucking Mongo and Blazing Saddles. You expect him to hit the guy. He knocks out the fucking horse.
He's just like, I fight everyone. He starts chasing people in the fucking stands and shit.
It's like, Eddie Hall's eating people.
Oh, shit. I would watch that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it was brutal, dude. He fucking like they had him for a minute because they both just like rushed him and grabbed him, and then he threw one guy with one hand, just fucking threw him. Jesus. Used that hand to knock out the other guy, and then chased the guy he threw and knocked him out. Like,
wow.
Where's that? That should be on Paul versus Tyson. Is Eddie Hall boxing two dudes at the same time?
Yeah.
Just do dumb shit like that.
Yeah, but like I said, I could imagine like Russian MMA has got to be like underground Russian MMA, which probably exists. Like, what kind of shit goes on there?
What's funny, Jason, is that I know what kind of shit goes on there because I'm friends with people who coach those fighters.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It's not great. Do you know Kadyrov?
No.
So Putin's like right-hand guy is this guy named Kadyrov, and he's like a fucking vicious dictator. And he's in charge of this like one little section of Russia, and he's the head of the Russian MMA Athletic Commission. So he decides like what all fucking happens.
You all fight bear. That's what happened. You fight bear.
Yeah, dude. And if you lose, it's not a good place to be.
You lose from bear. You die by bear.
Dude, that's why you see Russian fighters that are like fucking 20 fights undefeated because they don't want Kadyrov to kill their family for losing.
God, what a horrible life that would be.
Yeah, dude. Is and like fucking not to get too political, which this isn't even a crazy political statement to be like, I disagree with that. Kadyrov was like, yeah, gay people don't exist. And then just fucking killed all the gay people in his little section in Russia.
Jesus.
And so like they like interviewed people like with the black face, they black out the and put a voice changer on them and everything. And they're like, I had to defect to America because I am gay and I'm fucking running from Kadyrov.
That's pretry much what the conservatives want in this country now. So it's like, he's gonna get it here too.
We should defect to Russia.
We fight bear.
We fight bear. We fight Eddie Hall in 2-on-1. Do you think that we could do it? You think we could fight Eddie Hall in a 2-on-1?
I don't know. This dude looks pretty beefy. I mean, if I could get a leg and take a good chunk out of it, like bite him real good, I think you could probably hit him hard enough.
I don't know, man. Well, so if we're thinking like no rules, street situation. Like one of us has to be the sacrificial lamb while the other one hits him with a car.
I'm going to throw you at him while I run. That's what's going to happen.
It's going to be like in Dragon Ball Z where Goku is holding Raditz. He's like, do it, Piccolo. But the special beam cannon's a fucking Subaru.
Yeah. No, my strategy would be to kneecap you and then run. That's how I'm going to get away.
He just mauls me to death.
Like bear.
No, you'd have to hit that motherfucker with a car. That's a motherfucker bullets don't work on.
Yeah.
Like bullets don't work on that motherfucker.
I can tell, like looking at this dude, like if you tried to, you would need an elephant gun to take this dude down. Cause like he's got so much meat on his chest. Like if you hit him with any bullet other than like a 50 caliber, it's like not even going to penetrate his skin. He's like Rhinoceros in the Spider-Man comics.
He's like the Hulk, dude. You have to mesmerize him with a pretty woman and fucking hope that he calms down.
That's how we do it. We get in the ring and then I just jingle my keys at him and just mesmerize.
Yeah, dude. We have to gain his respect like Mongo from Blazing Saddles. Put him on our side.
What's his name again? Eddie Hall. Candygram for Eddie Hall. Candygram for Eddie Hall.
Yeah, dude. It's just a thing of C4. Just gotta blow that motherfucker up.
Yeah, I could just imagine like some of these like Eastern European countries and like some of these communist countries that like have underground MMA sports. Dude. Like, dude, I can't even imagine the type of shit that goes on there.
I feel like I've talked about this before, but maybe I haven't. There was a promotion. They're called M1 Global, which is like a respected Russian promotion. They put on something called night fights for a little bit.
Night fights?
Night fights.
Oh, night fights.
In full sets of armor and shields and swords had an MMA fight. In a full set of fucking armor.
I'm for it. I would watch that.
Like going for arm bars and shit in a full set of armor.
People are just bored at this point, aren't we? We're just bored as a species.
Yeah, I think we are, dude. We're one step away from having a real Squid Game.
Yeah. It's coming, dude. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Yeah. I think fucking Kadyrov's gonna fund it. Kadyrov's gonna get bored. He's like, well, we kill all the gays. Time to make the straights fight for money.
We kill all the gays and no more bears. Bears are extinct. Now we kill everyone else.
Fucking the bears. A bear's gonna replace Putin. Let's be real. They're gonna make Bear president.
Yeah.
Is it okay to be openly racist towards Russian people right now?
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking, I hate the Russians, dude.
Fuck those Ruskies.
Yeah, dude. Fuck them.
But yeah, we're coming up on the end of the episode, buddy. We made it. We didn't think we were gonna have an episode, but we got through it.
Yeah, man, that's what happens when you get me ranted about combat sports. It fucking gets my blood flowing, puts all the fucking sperm in my
Yeah.
balls. It fucking gets me hard
You
thinking
heard
about
that,
shirtless
everybody.
guys.
MMA makes you manly, and it must work because Jacob's got a kid. So
Hell yeah, dude.
if you want children, just watch combat sports, and you'll fight bear.
Yeah, dude. It fucking if Kadirov's looking for you, just watch MMA and just put it deep down inside
Maybe that would
yourself.
be a good Patreon goal for us if we can get a nice payday if we fight that dude 2-on-1
Dude,
for Patreon.
I said earlier I would fight a prime Mike Tyson for like 10K. I would fight Eddie Hall in a 2-on-1. You'd have to give me like $250,000.
Yeah, but I gotta
Because
have a weapon. I gotta have a ranged weapon.
yeah. Okay. Okay. If we have weapons, if we're allowed to use weapons, like medieval style weapons, like we have spears or like maces or some shit, I would do it for like $50,000. If I had a baseball bat with nails stuck in it.
Well, and then it's gonna be like Escape from New York at that point. Just be in a ring swinging baseball bats with nails at one another.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
If I'm allowed to use fire, then I'll do it for 25,000.
And I get to use explosives too. I'm being running around the ring going Candy Graham from Mongo.
You're throwing firecrackers at him. Just fucking die, fucker.
Oh shit! Oh, you ready to go ahead and step out of here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Want to tell everybody where we're gonna be this weekend?
Yeah, man, this weekend, this Saturday, actually, we're going to be at Cedar Street Social over in Mobile, Alabama. We're going to be on the show with our good buddy Josh Watts. Josh Watts is headlining it. So, yeah, man, come through, buy a ticket, come buy a ticket at the door, come hang out, man.
Hell yeah! Well, that's gonna be a fun show. We'll have a little bit to talk about it. We might even film something for the night. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
We'll see.
happens. But if you want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. We are at openmicers.com, and of course linktree.com/openmicerspodcast takes you everywhere you need to go. All of our socials, ways to give us money, the Patreon, all that good stuff can be found right there. And of course, go to brezcoffeeco.com and use the code OMPodcast to check out for 10% off of your order. We love all of you, and we'll see you right here next week.
Jake Paul versus Eddie Hall. That's what everyone wants to see.
And thank you all for watching on YouTube. We'll see you next week.